So Bitcoin has been dumping and dumping and dumping, and this is something important we need to take in attention, because I was saying in my previous video that potentially we're going to go up, but there is always the possibility to go down. Why? Because the Fortuna line, as you can see here, the Fortuna line is still on strength, and this also show a lot of weakness in the Bitcoin price. We didn't saw so many portions going on, and people was not really buying. We start to see this little consolidation, and around this point I was calling that we need to really keep an eye on that, because now we see the result of what actually happened. In this video, guys, I want to talk what is going to happen, what we need to observe, something I have been talking already for weeks. So if you have been subscribed to the channel, you know already that this could be a scenario that we will be, and here we are, guys. So just stick around and we're gonna analyze the chart and see what the chart is telling us today. Also, I want to talk about this really crazy news about Christine Lagarde, when she's just mentioning that she's completely confident that there will be no reserve in the EU countries, and also something that just happened yesterday, Luxembourg, and giving such a nice positive news about Bitcoin. And also, guys, we're gonna have a little bit of bullish momentum as well with no other than the CEO of Stripe. So now I want to start with the chart, guys. We're gonna go to the daily, because this was the chart I was mentioning to you before in my previous video. And before we analyze the chart, I want to show you my previous video when I was telling you to pay attention to the daily. Listen to this. Recap, like I was saying, we see already, like in the weekly, Bitcoin is not super bullish. I mean, we want to close that green, not like in the C7 candle, but I mean, it could be in the C7, the next candle could just be going up and up and up. That could happen as well. We're gonna continue tracking that. And the daily, you know already, I mean, we haven't this nice formation. Still, we need to see what happened, because the Fortuna line, as you can see, is still with strength, and that's no too bueno to be. Exactly, guys. Exactly what I was saying, that we having that Fortuna line is still with strength, and that actually is not good for the price. That's what I was not super optimistic, even talking that we have this bullish derivation information. It doesn't really mean that we're going to start going up. That's why we need to try to predict what actually the price potentially going to do, but it's always probabilities. And I would say still the option there, we see how we continue falling, and we continue having even a lower thing. But the critical thing right now that I'm not optimistic about this is that we still have the strength. I have been saying all the time, I wanted this to have it already going down, and this is something I mentioned in the video. You can go check that video. And because we still don't have it, that's why I'm not too optimistic on this, because we can continue going down and down. We're already going to enter into the overbought territory, but it doesn't mean that we're going to stop from here. We can continue going down. What we don't want to see is to lose the 90,000. 90,000 should not be lost, but the first thing you need to keep in mind is that we don't want to close below the 55 a because we completely below right now. It doesn't mean that we don't gonna go up again. I mean, we can do it in the next day, but now we are Friday, so we just have Saturday and Sunday to go up above this. It should be closing above the 99, so pretty much 100, guys. I don't see that much now, to be honest, but I'm not fully bearish. That's why, guys, remember I was saying to you I was doing some purchases around 100k, and if we go down I'm gonna sell because there is no point for me. So that you need to keep in mind, because in those videos before I was telling you I'm selling here. I was selling around the 125, 120, all the area we're going up. I was selling because we were in overbought territory, and we were also at the top of the consolidation. I have been mentioned many times weeks ago, before we have this bearish momentum, and I was clear to you that I was selling the weekly and the daily, and the purchases I was having around the 100k was only to do the trade on the daily. But weekly and daily, they're completely gone, guys. So congratulations to all of you if you have listening, because at least and the video was just around 25 people who potentially approach that target price we have, because remember, this is something that is not from today. I mean, it's not from the last weeks. I have been calling this since 2024, July 2024, and mentioned projection for my old account, which was this one. I never recovered that, but 4 wave from Elliott waves almost finished. Are you prepared to wait what is coming in the next month? Risk management and practice is the key. And this, I was pointing out that we will go and reach the 120k more or less here. I said 120k, and we went all the way to 126. So since last year, I already was telling you we're gonna go and reach the 120k, and then I was mentioning when I was selling. So listen to this, guys. We need to see, because also we entered to oversold area. So what I'm expecting a daily to do potentially is either we're gonna stop of going up, either we're gonna consolidate. I'm not saying that we're gonna go down, but I'm just saying that we're gonna stop going up, or we're gonna go the typically smash and then go down to this area, or depending on the time, even to this area, just to confirm the breakout. Why I'm expecting that? Because we are already on the top of the consolidation, and that for me it means sell. So to be honest, I'm selling already this area. In this area, the 123, 24, I was selling already. What I didn't spot in the daily and also futures, because in this area, I just have more risk than reward, and you know that already. Like so this is something I was pointing before we have the big liquidation that happened in October the 10th. The final round was around that time, and even then we continue going to 126, and I continue selling. Even in the way down to 110, I say to you that was the last things I was selling of my portfolio and the weekly. And that's why, guys, that's why you need to see how you manage your portfolio, because you cannot stay in, because then something like this is gonna happen and everybody will gonna freak out. Now we see the fear green momentum indicator again going to extreme fear. And the question is, like, if we close below and this line start to bend, potentially it's going to be even harder. So we need to see if we're going to hold the price around here, rebounds above, because there is another, I mean, if you want to help you guys, but this is why managing your portfolio and selling when the price is going up is so important, because we could even close below and then have it as a fake off, and the next week going all the way up. This could happen as well, but this then we just playing with opium. We're not sure, we're not sure. Is the possibility that can happen? Yes, exists the possibility. But before, I already explained to you, this happened in all the bull market. When the bear market started, we closed below, then that was completely the end, guys. Then we went up just to have a bounce. And this is something, if you have no sell right now, is not the best moment to sell. Yes, I know you see everything red. We can go to 107, we can go to 70, to 40, to 30, even people calling to 26, but I don't think that's going to happen, guys. It's not happening. I'm going to just deploy all the money I have and just buy as much as I can. But if you're wondering and you have not sell anything right now, I will personally wait. Let me try. Here's the 55 mile, for example. We're going like this. I will wait. Let's say that the Bitcoin price go below the 90, 85 just to scare everybody. Even though there, I will wait, because we move always in waves. So we're going to be around here, for example. And then this is the moment to sell. Yes, you're going to say, but I can sell here. But this is not confirmed yet. You think that we already entered to the bear market? Maybe you're right. That's why you need to sell around here, because it's all probabilities. This was the area I was calling you. I'm selling. And even in many other videos, I say to you, I'm de-risking myself from the market. And this is something you should pay attention as well. And now, if you want to sell here, I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's your own decision. But in my opinion, if I would be in the position I haven't sold anything, I will wait for a bounce, because the market always bounces, believe it or not. And then I will get out of here, because this would be a massive resistance. And after that, we're going to continue going down. Not exactly like this, but we're going to continue going like this. and even consolidating and then continue going down, and this would take us around a year, something like that. So in any case, that's why I was calling about the risk in this area, because in any case, the good opportunities come in the bull market. So that's why we want to the risk in the bull market when we have the opportunity around this area. I was screaming to you, congratulations to all of you who follow that, because now we have the cash to deploy it in any moment. If we continue going down and down and down below this 60 like everybody's calling, that's why, guys, just subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna be updating you, because I want you to learn how to use the tools. I want you to learn how to read the charts, because everybody is just putting a lot of targets that make no sense, like this 26 I was saying to you, that we're gonna go to 26k. I don't really think that it's an option. But if you don't know how to read the chart, and you want to be in the market, and you're listening to these people, or even on X, you're going to lose a lot of money. And that's why I created this channel, because I was in that position before. Many years ago, I wasn't really sure what the charts say, and I didn't know how to navigate the market. And that's why I started to create this channel, because I did see, I saw that many people, many influencers, many people on YouTube, many people on X, they're just playing around with emotions. They just F more your brain in order for them. I don't really know what they earn with that. Probably they just earn, like ironically, they earn followers, but also I do think that there are more views and everything, because I don't really get it why they love to confuse more the people. So that's why, guys, if you want to learn how to read and navigate the market, just subscribe to the channel and smash that like. I would really appreciate as well. So now continue with the charts. I'm gonna be continue observing the market and let you know what actually happened. But now you know that's something that not all the people say as well. Like the worst moment to say is around here. And if we have a confirmation, there is another video. I'm gonna look for that, and I'm gonna post it in the commentary in the description below, because there was another video where I was giving you the whole structure when everybody was calling around this area. We went to the 108, and everybody was calling that we're gonna go to 70, and then again we will fall to 110. People calling to 70. I was telling you how the structure to pay attention in order to don't be depending of the influencers or people in X or YouTube, whatever, and take decision by your own, because it's your own money. So you should take the decision by your own and know what other people are doing or what they're saying. That's why don't take my opinions. There are no financial advice, but with what I'm telling you, I'm expecting for you to create your own opinion and do the move that you want to do. So that being said, guys, I want to go to the daily, because we see in the daily we still have what is something interesting. It's like we don't really follow like really insane. I mean, this is normal for the daily, to be honest. Let me see. It went from 105, yeah. So we have lost already 10k. This is normally move for the daily. Let's see, guys, because we don't see like something's really stopping. This is really delicate right now. It's really delicate. We lost this 100k, and the 100k has been a massive. I don't like to see as a support, but because in the bear market there is no support, the Bitcoin price just go down. But the 100k, like this psychology number, which was really difficult to break through on the opposite. And now we just break it down and we close. So we close, let me see the candle. It closed, yeah, it closed at 98. So that's why the market looks really weak still to me. And I do expect either with having a rebound here, because this is a massive support. You see, all this area was so difficult. We were fighting for months, November, December, January, February. And even though then we went down and then we went up. So this was super massive. If we break that, so then, yeah, I don't really see any recovery, guys. So let's see how this closes today as well. It's really important to keep an eye on that. And remember, even if you close below and then continue going a little bit down and you have no sell anything, I mean, I'm sorry, because maybe you knew, and you haven't watched any of my videos. But in that case, wait for a rebound, because every time we have our bounce, look, if you don't believe, we went all the way down. We were going to 70k, everybody got like this. And what happened? we have a rebound, even if it's lower to the other one, but you have better opportunity to sell here. Maybe if it's not the top, but around here, it's better to sell in 98 like that 90. So it's up to you. Do you do? I do me. I just want to share what I see in the charts, guys. And now let me go to the future. Futures, I have been saying already since we have this massive, well, actually before we have the massive liquidation, I was saying to you, I'm not trading any more futures at the moment. I'm just observing the market. And this is what I was doing as well in the daily. I was just buying and observing the market but not buying everything, just getting a small percentage because this was just profit of the 126, 225. So it doesn't matter for me to continue going down. I can just wait. It doesn't gonna affect my life. The question is gonna affect your life if you buy right now and the price continue going down. This is something you need to answer to yourself. And the 4 hours, I mean, we just start again, guys. We start the Fortuna lines. Now go really hardcore with trend. And the direction, you know, the direction is down, it's red still. We continue with the red valley. We're potentially going to enter to oversold territory, but this oversold territory, that's why my strategy is just going and many different indicators and not only one, because if I just see the air side, you can see like we're going to the oversold, but sometimes the oversold, it can go really, really, really deep down. So there is no only thing I'm taking consideration because we can continue going down. Now we see even we can have a small bounce to the 10 MI. As you can see, the 10 MI has been just a lot of, this has been resistant now. And we can go there, potentially, 200K, and then continue going down. And this is something where I'm just going to go really quick in the daily. This is something to market. That's why I was already, not only because the Fortuna line, I was telling you in my past video, that was restrained, but also you can see, like, we broke over here. Then we have this cross, but since we have the cross of the 10 MI and the 55 MI, you see after every bounce, we go always, this is always happening after we lost the 55 apps support, we go and we just touch it and go down. And then we continue, even so parts continue going down. And since then, since last time when I was doing the video, you see that we even didn't reach the 55 MI. And the 10 start to be already resistance. Then we were consolidating over here when I made the video. We went already here to this area 106, 108. We didn't even reach the 55. We continue going down, guys. So this is something that they show the weaklings that is happening in the market right now. So just if you already have some profits, congratulations to you. And let's keep observing the market because let's better observe what right now the market is doing. Let's wait for a little bounce and see what the market wanted to do. It's just going to be a bounce to continue falling or not. I'm going to come and say to you, but you can also watch yourself and then see if we really should deploy money to the market. In any case that we continue the rally going all the way to 126 and even breaking the 126 and going to 140 as was one of the targets we have. But for now, we'll be just waiting and observing what the market is doing until we have some purchases coming in, because I mean they're still not here, guys. They're still not here. I want to show you really quick the liquidation map, and we see in the monthly, you see there is nothing to liquidate on the upper side. There's nothing to liquidate there. There's just liquidation to the downside. It's like 28 millions at the moment. If we go to a small time frame, like 1 week, for example, there we see some 26 millions around 107. I don't really see right now going all the way there when we don't see that the Bitcoin price has stopped to falling. So yeah, I mean, this is another indicator. I don't go 100% to this because this most of the time they fell. It doesn't mean that just because they're ordered there, it's going to go and liquidate the people above there. But yeah, just wanted to show you. You see right now we're going to 95 again, but it's just really small purchases that are coming up. I mean, you see the volume. And this is what the Fortuna line do. You see how the strength, the volume is really massive. And now we're separating more from the 1 hour. We're separating more the 55 from the 10 MI. And they don't allow it to even reach the 55 MI. So yeah, the market is just weak. It's super weak right now. So just keep that in mind, guys. Just be observing the market and then we will see what to do next. But for now, the market has been weak since weeks before, since we were at the top of the consolidation around 120, as I say to you. de-risking is super important. Hopefully you did it, guys. So now I want to jump into something really crazy that is going on, because we have this the president of the European Central Bank. She was super confident, guys, super confident that no country, no bank gonna be buying, sorry for that, gonna be buying Bitcoin. Listen to that.
This matter that you referred to, and whether reserves of central bank should or could include Bitcoins, I think there is a view around the table of the Governing Council, and most likely the General Council as well, that reserves have to be liquid, that reserves have to be secure, that they have to be safe, that they should not be plagued by the suspicion of money laundering or other criminal activities. And as a result, I'm confident that reserves will not enter, that Bitcoins will not enter the reserves of any of the central banks.
Bitcoins, guy, Bitcoins in plural, no Bitcoin. Bitcoins won't enter.
Of the General Council. I had a good conversation with my colleague from the Czech Republic, and I leave it to him to make whatever announcement he wants to make, but I'm confident that he's...
yeah, remember, I mean, I wonder which level was the threat she was doing to Czech Republic. I remember in January, the Czech Republic was really optimistic with Bitcoin, and it was looking into that, and then it comes this message that she was putting in public. Let's say.
Convinced, as we all are, of the necessity to have liquid, secure and safe.
Liquid, secure and safe. But you need to know as well that if there would be why the European Central Bank don't want to have Bitcoin, or why it's not good according to them to have Bitcoin, it's not because money laundering, it's not because Bitcoin is a scam, it's because they cannot control it. They cannot control it exactly like the gold. They have tons of gold, and they continue accumulating gold and evolves, but they can control the price. They can sell whenever moment they can weaponize the gold to have another countries. But they cannot do it with Bitcoin, because they cannot have the control of the supply, and they cannot play around with Bitcoin. That is one of the core keys why they don't want to have Bitcoin as a reserve and the European Central Bank. And then yesterday, just come in the Bitcoin convention in Amsterdam, it came the finance minister of Luxembourg saying that they bought Bitcoin, and he's confident that more countries are going to join to that. Just listen to that.
We not just promise, but we deliver. Our sovereign wealth fund, investing 1% of its assets in Bitcoin, is not an announcement to seek attention. It's already done. And while the fund's investment policy allows for an allocation in any crypto asset, it has chosen to invest only in Bitcoin. Because, as Michael Saylor once said, there is no second best. And we're in it for the long haul.
he's feeling it. He's feeling it. Finally, I mean, he get applause for something he's doing.
Long haul. And let me be clear, Luxembourg hurdles.
In his Oscar career, no?
We are still early. I'm sure that others will...
I mean, yeah, of course. You're still early for being a bank, but I mean, you could have bought Bitcoin at 5,000,
I'm sure that others will soon follow our lead. As Minister of Finance,
sure as well.
I meet with companies and financial institutions from all over the world. Digital assets are a topic that is high on everyone's agenda. Also, to set the context, I would like to tell you a little bit about Luxembourg. Not to give you a sales pitch, but to give you the facts. To explain why my country cares so much about the future of global finance.
So that's why, guys, that's why I always say to you, like, save in Bitcoin, because now, like, this was something that in a few years before we would never imagine. I mean, it was always like in the thoughts that, of course, countries, it will realize about it. Unfortunately, before that, the normie people that they actually should be getting Bitcoin to F themselves. But I never was expecting it was going to do so fast. You have El Salvador already. It did already for a few years. And then more countries started to join and join and join. And many more, they are joining, but they're not saying anything because they still want to play with what people still think the Bitcoin is. That it's just trash, that it's just scam, that it's just money. Well, actually, that is not money, but it's just currency, digital currency that is just I mean, no money for them, but it's just a digital currency that only scams are using on the internet. But that's not the case anymore. So that's why, guys, that's why. I mean, now we have countries like Luxembourg. If you don't believe in El Salvador, because the stream media have been brainwashed your head already that Bukele is a dictator and he's just doing wrong for his country or whatever. Now you have a European country saying to you that they buying Bitcoin. What else do you want? What else for confirmation? That's why when you see the Bitcoin price like falling and falling and falling and falling like this, somehow, if you don't have enough Bitcoin, you should be happy. You should be happy. You should love that Bitcoin go all the way to 60K. Why? Because you should save more Bitcoins, because more Bitcoin and Bitcoin and Bitcoin that you accumulate is going to be beneficial for your wealth in your whole life, or even for your family, or whatever you want to give it or share it or whatever. But you're going to on-F your future, either if you're wealthy already or not, but you're going to protect yourself for all this is happening, because there's only 21 millions. Many millions have been already lost, and everybody is going to start running in order to accumulate as much as they can. And I'm really surprised that he just came and say that, because countries don't want to say that. They just want to accumulate, not say to anybody. Once they have most of the supply, they will start sharing, then nobody can buy it. So you still have the chance, guys. You still have the chance. This is something positive I wanted to bring up, because also the chart doesn't look too nice. But remember, we need to hold this price here. If we close around the 9,600, that's gonna be all right for the daily, and then I'm gonna update you and give you a better picture. But actually, I see. And now the last the bull news is this one from the CEO of Stripe. Just listen to that.
Listen, it is what it is, and this is so bullish for Bitcoin. They're gonna have to print so much money. They're gonna have to. Bitcoin is really priced with how much fiat currency is sloshing around in the world. Exactly. And in order for all of this to play out and work, we have to debase our currency, we have to devalue our debt, and we have to create more fiat. It's going to send Bitcoin nuclear.
Yes, guys. I mean, it's just simple as that. Simple as that. The money printing will never stop. We cannot pay the debt. Government cannot pay the debt. Even if they continue taxing you, or if they tax the rich, like everybody calling, completely ignorant of how the system, the monetary system works, it won't solve it, because the government have been in charge of an F generation of futures of people, newborns. They have been effing and effing and effing everybody, just printing and printing money, creating more debt. So that's why the only thing they can do is spring more in order to hire a lower debt, but they cannot pay it completely. And the most money they create, the most higher Bitcoin's gonna go. That's why I always say to you, and keep in mind, Bitcoin has no ceiling. It has no ceiling, because they're gonna continue printing and printing. So with this, I just want to go to a small recap, guys. Remember the daily closing around 96,100. This will be all right. We will see what's gonna happen next. I don't see it right now. We're gonna see today how they close, and in the weekly, we want to make sure that we don't go below the 90s. The best would be to don't close above the 55 MI, which right now is sitting at 99,144. Just remember that, guys. And with this, I want to say ciao to you, and remember, guys, remember, save in Bitcoin. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like, share with a friend. I appreciate you watching the video, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.